हाय फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू ड्रीमर्स इंग्लिश। सो फ्रेंड, आज के दिन मैं आप लोगों को ये नेट की जो प्रीवियस ईयर की क्वेश्चन पेपर है उसे मैं सॉल्व करने जा रहा हूँ। उसके साथ मैंने थोड़ी एक्सप्लेनेशन भी दे रखी है। सो फ्रेंड, नाउ लेट्स स्टार्ट दिस क्लास। सो इफ यू आर वेरी न्यू टू माई क्लास और माई channel, please subscribe it and share it and don't forget to like it. So friends, now we can go with one by one. This video which is going with a series. So this is the first video. After that again I will upload some more videos and clearly I want to teach you all previous question papers. So friend, now let's start it. The first question, पहला question ये है कि in Langland's Piers the Plowman, Piers appears finally as. Some options are given. The first one is that charity, second one the Holy Trinity, third one Jesus, and D, fourth one the Good Samaritan. So the answer that we can guess here is Jesus, but before that I will give you some explanations. थोड़ी explanation हमें देखना है. So Piers the Plowman, which was written in between 1370 to 1386, but you can say that it was written in 1377. So you can call it by another name, Visio Wilhelmi de Petro Plowman, or English as William's Vision of Piers Plowman. William's Visions of Piers Plowman भी हम कहते हैं, ऐसे ही हम विसियो विलहेल्मी डे पेट्रो प्लोमन भी कह सकते हैं. So is a Middle English allegorical narrative poem by William Langland. Poem was written by William Langland and it tells us about how a man should be, how he has to believe the God. It's an allegory which gives another kind of a meaning, but it is satirically William Langland who is going to explain what a corrupt society at the contemporary time. So it is written in unrhymed alliterative verse and it was divided into some sections. You can call these sections as passages. हम यहाँ पर the section के रूप में दिया गया है, वो section को हम passages कहते हैं. So passages के meaning है जो in Latin में इसे हम step कहते हैं. So we can call it as a step in Latin. So the poem is about a poet who tries to find out what it means to be a true Christian. So a poet who is going to tell us about who is a true Christian, what he has to do, what is his duties, how he has to perform his duty as a Christian. So lead a true Christian life. It always talks us about the true Christian life. The poet falls asleep in the English Midland. Here he is going to sleep. The poet उन्होंने English Midlands पे सो रहा है. So has a number of visions. So suddenly he finds, उन्हें बहुत सारी सपने आ जाते हैं. He is guided by his vision by the virtue of a plowman. In his dream, he finds that he is guided by a Piers the plowman. The poem is about Piers' maturity as a Christian. Piers, who is a Piers here? The one who is guiding the poet Langland, who he is none other than he is a Christian. So what does it mean of Christian here? He is a God himself, Jesus Christ. Piers Plowman serves as the author's representation of Jesus Christ. We can find the guiding force, the guide, one who the lead the poet, the Jesus. So Piers is a farmer who labors to serve mankind. The another meaning for this that the Jesus who is leading the mankind, and here Piers is there, the plowman who is labors to serve mankind. So this is about the first question. Next, let's move to the second one. It is decided that each Canterbury pilgrim would tell in all. So it is said that some options are given here. One story, two stories, three stories and four stories. Canterbury Tales जो चासर ने लिखा है उसमें कहा जाता है कि जो पिलग्रिम्स थे वो 4 स्टोरीज को नरेट करना पड़ता था उन्हें क्योंकि वहाँ एक कंपटीशन था जो आने की तरफ दो स्टोरी को और जो कैंटरबरी को जाने की तरफ दो स्टोरी को नैरेट करना पड़ता था. So that is about this. So this is the right answer. But now let's see some explanations here. The Canterbury Tales is a collocation of 24 stories. You can find here, but really Chaucer wanted to write 120 stories, but unfortunately it was unfinished and he only completed 24 stories here. That runs over 17,000 lines. We can find 17,000 lines here in Middle English by Geoffrey Chaucer between 1387 and 1400. We know the age. That age is called as a Chaucer's age. And this poem called Canterbury Tales, it is widely regarded as a Chaucer's magnum opus. We call it the masterpiece of Chaucer. The tales mostly written in verse. We can find the most of the tales which are written in verse, although there are some prose, are presented as a part of the storytelling. So here we know that every pilgrims, they have to say 4 stories when they are going to the Canterbury. So then when they will come back from Canterbury, they have to tell two stories, means totally they are 4 stories. This is a contest which was organized by Harry Bailey, who was the owner of a Tabard in Southwark. So he offered that one who tells the good story, he is treated with a good meal. It is a free meal, very frugal meal he can be given. So that is about this. Every single person of the pilgrim, they have to tell 2 stories to Canterbury, and 2 on the way back for a free meal, and when they will come back they have to tell 2 stories. So that is totally that is a 4 stories. Chaucer, who intended to write 120 tales, but unfortunately he completed only 24 tales. Only pilgrim who tells 2 tales is a Chaucer himself. But in these all 24 pilgrims were there, but one of them who told the 2 stories, he is Chaucer himself. So Chaucer's 2 stories, they are Sir Thopas, it was unfinished, and a tale of Melibee. So that is told by Chaucer himself. So answer is 4 stories. Next question. Venus and Adonis is a long narrative poem by whom? Shakespeare, Marlowe, Drayton, Sidney. Before that we should know who is a Shakespeare. Shakespeare is called the one of the greatest dramatists of Elizabethan age. Christopher Marlowe, who is a pre-Shakespearean, means university wits he is, and Drayton is there, he is a great sonneteer, and Sidney is a great poet. So that we know. But here the Venus and Adonis, which was written by Shakespeare himself. So now let's see some explanation about Venus and Adonis. William Shakespeare was a renowned English poet, as all we know that. He is a playwright, actor, who was born in 1564 in Stratford upon Avon. He was born. So he died in 1616. That we should know. Shakespeare published 2 long narrative poems. One is Venus and Adonis, which was published in 1593, and another one is The Rape of the Lucrece, which was published in 1594. But we should know that the Venus and Adonis, which tells us about the story of very different kind of, it's a Greek story that we can see here. The story of Venus, and she is a goddess of love, unrequited love, and of her attempted seduction of Adonis, an extremely handsome young man. Here we can see one more person, he is Adonis. She wanted to seduce Adonis, she wanted to take a love back him. The poem is a pastoral means it gives a sense of rural. There is a shepherd and who is wandering, and this kind of things we can see here. But in this poem we can see some erotic sexual advances by the Venus towards Adonis we can see, and there we can find some comic and tragic theme and style. It contains discourses on nature of love. We can see here the nature of love and observation of nature. So what is the right answer here? The Shakespeare, who has written Venus and Adonis. The total number of poems in Shakespeare's sonnet. How many sonnets he has written? 123, 142, 104 and 154. The right answer is 154. So now we can see what is the theme. What is the importance of 154 sonnets? For whom he wrote it? Shakespeare, who wrote 154 sonnets, they were published in the Quarto in 1609, and it tells about the passage of time, mortality. There we can find love, beauty, infidelity and jealousy. यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं वो मॉर्टेलिटी के बारे में, द टाइम के बारे में और इनफिडिलिटी, एक जेलसी के बारे में, वो सब के बारे में हम 154 सॉन्ग पे देख सकते हैं. इसे शेक्सपियर ने 1609 द कार्टो पे पब्लिश किया था. सो नेक्स्ट, द फर्स्ट 126 शेक्सपियर सॉनेट्स आर डेडिकेटेड और दे टॉक्स अबाउट WH जो है वो शेक्सपियर के एक फ्रेंड थे, ऐसा कहा जाता है. सो 126 sonnets were dedicated to him and remaining 28 they addresses a woman, a mysterious dark lady. So यहाँ पे एक डार्क लेडी कहा जाता है, ब्लैक लेडी कहा जाता है, उसे 28 sonnets को डेडिकेट किया है. वो डार्क लेडी के बारे में बताते हैं. मोस्ट ऑफ द sonnets which are talking about the dark lady. So the answer it is 154 sonnet. Next question, which of the following plays has a Machiavellian hero? Here we can find the Machiavellian hero. Machiavellian means one who always is a very bloodshed man and who is like a villain, who always does the bad things. So he is like a villain. So that person is called Machiavellian. Machiavellian characters are found in Marlowe's plays, especially in is a Jew of Malta. That is the right answer here. So Marlowe, who has written these all plays such as Tamburlaine the Part-1, Dr. Faustus and Edward II. So now let's see about the Machiavellian and Jew of Malta. Marlowe's Jew of Malta is a most puzzling play. It's very brilliant kind of play it is. In a different respect as aspects of, we can find here the character called Barabbas. He is considered as a Machiavellian character. In the prologue of Jew of Malta, Marlowe introduces themes of Machiavellian scheming and disrespect for a religion. A man called Barabbas who always disrespect the Christian religion and who always does criminal things and he makes the scheme. So it is given in a prologue. जो prologue में बराबस के बारे में और जो थीम है जीव ऑफ माल्टा के बारे में लिखा गया है. So we can see here the narrator Machiavellian. इनके मतलब क्या है? जो scheming, always make a plan and plotting, and covetous means one who always desire, who is hungry for the wealth or something, and who makes always strategy जो बनाता है. So bears a little resemblance to the real Machiavellian. जो Machiavellian है वो always एक विलन की तरह दिखाया जाता है उन्हें. So how the Machiavellian word came from? It came from Italian author. जो Italian author है Machiavelli, उन्होंने बहुत ही सी वर्क्स को लिखा है. जो वर्क्स में we can find many times the realistic, the villainist characters. So that's why the word Machiavelli was taken from the author, Italian author, the Machiavelli. He has written the Discourse and the Prince. जो उन्होंने एक prominent book लिखा है, उसका नाम है Discourses and the Prince. So now we can see about the Jew of Malta. जो क्या है Jew of Malta? Good and Machiavellianism. That is an important theme of Jew of Malta. एट द सेंटर ऑफ क्रिस्टोफर मार्लोज द जीव ऑफ माल्टा में हम क्या देख सकते हैं? द आइडिया ऑफ मैकियावेलियनिज्म. सो हियर वन हु मेक्स अ प्लॉट, planning, scheming, and criminal activities. So it is a political philosophy based upon the writings of Italian diplomat Niccolo Machiavelli. जो इसके सब्जेक्ट जो मैटर है, निकोलो मैकियावेली, सो इटालियन राइटर है, उनसे प्रेरणा होके जो ही टुक इट बाय द राइटिंग्स ऑफ निकोलो मैकियावेली. सो व्हाट इज द थीम ऑफ दिस जीव ऑफ माल्टा? जो जीव ऑफ माल्टा की जो इम्पोर्टेंट थीम है वो एक है रिलीजियस हिपोक्रेसी, एंटी सेमिटिज्म, मनी एंड ग्रीड, betrayal and revenge. So these all is about the Jew of Malta. So what is the right answer here? The right answer is the Jew of Malta it is. So next, which of the following is written by Samuel Butler? जो 17th century के एक महान राइटर है, उसका नाम है सैमुअल बटलर. सो सैमुअल बटलर ने एक इम्पॉर्टेंट वेरी पॉपुलर काइंड ऑफ वर्क लिखा है, उसका नाम है हुडीब्रास. तो हुडीब्रास इज वन ऑफ द ग्रेटेस्ट वर्क रिटन बाय सैमुअल बटलर. सम ऑप्शंस आर गिवन: रिलीजियो लेसी, डेविड सिंपल, हुडीब्रास, जर्नल ऑफ द प्लेग ईयर. सो नाउ लेट्स सी अबाउट द एक्सप्लेनेशन. व्हाट इज द हुडीब्रास and what is the life of Samuel Butler? Samuel Butler, who was born in 1612 and he died in 1680. He was an English poet and a satirist. Satirist means one who always criticizes through his writings. So he is called satirist. He is the most famous as the author of Hudibras. Hudibras जो है, जो very popular kind of a work it is. It really attracted most of the kind of the writers, because through that they also practiced writing the satiric kind of writings. So he died in 1680. I have already told you, at the age of 68. His notable work is Hudibras, which was written in 1663. It was started and it ended in 1668. One of the main themes of Samuel Butler's 3-part poem. यहाँ we can find, यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं इन्हें 3 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड किया गया है. सो हुडीब्रास इज अ रिलीजियन, जो है वो धार्मिकता है. द पोएम इज अल्टीमेटली एन एक्सप्लोरेशन ऑफ द रिलीजियस टेंशन ड्यूरिंग द इंग्लिश सिविल वॉर टुक प्लेस 17th century. At that time, so there was many disturbance took place as a religious tension between the Protestant and Catholic, like that. So to criticize them, Samuel Butler wrote this important work, and it recall how Sir Hudibras, the hero, the main character of the Hudibras is Hudibras. It is a mock hero. Mock here matlab here we can criticize a hero. He is not a hero at all, but indirectly we are call him as a hero, but in reality is not a hero. Of the poem is a militant Puritan. Militant Puritan means who is always against of the Puritan. The hero of Hudibras is a Presbyterian knight. Presbyterian means the Protestant knight. जो सैनिक थे, प्रोटेस्टेंट के सैनिक थे. Who goes a colonying with his squire Ralpho. जो अपनी एक स्क्वायर, एक सहायक और एक सोल्जर रैल्पो के साथ हो जाते हैं वेरी इंडिपेंडेंटली. दे कंस्टेंटली स्क्वैबल ओवर रिलीजियस क्वेश्चंस. जो है Hudibras, he always talk about, he always make a question, he always raises the question against the religion. So in a series of grotesque adventures we can find ignorance and wrong-headed, cowardly and dishonest kind of nature. So this is about Hudibras. The right answer is Hudibras.